Rahul, this is Agara Lake, one of the largest water bodies of South Bangalore.
But you know, most lakes in Bengaluru have been in the news for completely the wrong reason. Encroachments, frothing. And this used to be Lake City at one point in time. Now these lakes are one of Bengaluru's biggest embarrassments.
I do not fully agree with what you are saying, Rahul, because even now you will be able to see how beautiful this Agara Lake is and how well kept this lake is. In fact,
no, but this could well be the exception. You've
no,
just
not at all.
picked this lake because this looks the way it does.
Not at all. I have picked this lake.
I've seen images on television. We can play some on our screen right now. Some Rahul, of Bengaluru's lakes have just so much froth coming out. There's so much chemicals.
All of these issues that you mentioned, I will bring screenshots and news coverage of India Today from 2017 and 2018, when Congress was in power in the state. That's when the Bellandur Lake caught fire, there was frothing.
It's been happening on your watch also, sir. Sir, a lot of the frothing images, right? Just
2021, the Bellandur Lake, there was a fire incident.
Correct.
Because some miscreants created some fire, they lit a few, garbage that was next to the lake. But it wasn't the frothing and the lake itself lake bed catching fire the way it took place in 17 and 18. The reason for this improvement is that under our government, we have spent hundreds of crores in Bengaluru to develop and the infrastructure around the lakes, desilt all of these lakes. Even under the Amrut Nagarothana scheme, 75 lakes in Bengaluru are selected. This is also one of the lakes where Satish Reddy went to great pains to desilt the lake, create this walking track, reclaim the land that was
many of the new buildings and compartments are actually built on lake beds, which is why when it floods, the rainwater has no place to go.
See, these are definitely issues and challenges.
No, but what's your plan to fix those? So, because these areas already built, most of them are built by builders who also happen to be politicians. Big money is being paid to politicians. Now you're not going to change the situation.
Rahul, this is a legacy problem. This is a serious issue. And once this whole Bellandur Lake and the outer ring road flooding issue took place, last year, the government went on an overdrive on clearing all of these big buildings, these residential and commercial buildings which were built encroaching lakelands. This was very seriously dealt with, and even as we speak,
but a lot of it is just
rupees.
Status quo, because it is the way, because those buildings have already been built.
Those buildings have been cleared. Many have been demolished, and many more the courts have stayed, and the matter is in process, and once the orders will be removed, the stay orders will be vacated, those buildings will also meet the same fate. They will be demolished as well. There was encroachment, there was polluted water that would come. Even this lake was frothing just a few years ago, and you see the transformation now. And the other thing is, Rahul, in Bangalore, the lakes are an interconnected chain. So
used to be an interconnected.
To a great extent, we have been trying to revive this whole thing. Encroachment done by whosoever, whether it is done by a politician from the BJP or the Congress, it's a crime on the city. Okay. The government is very serious about preventing this issue. Who better a judge in democracy than public themselves?
Is it getting worse? Is it getting slightly better?
Only one thing I don't like is that they put fencing here. Earlier it was totally open, but if you think about the improvement, it's a lot.
Because the general impression of Bengaluru lakes is all the froth, the chemicals.
No, I didn't see. There's some bad smell at end of the lake, but that's because they are cleaning it, I guess. But
no, you don't have to be diplomatic just because your MP is here.
No, you can just diplomatic and all. And they believe, I guess, the free speech, right? I'm just freely expressing myself. Okay, that's all. Like, my father-in-law is a congressman, and my mama is like a BJP, so it's a mix in my family.
And who are you?
I just vote whichever I see development, right? So I go back to my Pelgam and see where development is. If it stays.
So you're on the fence.
Yeah,
but he doesn't like fences.
Swing voter. On the fence, who doesn't like fences? So what are the issues you'd want Netas to focus on which you think aren't being focused on?
So see, the parks are well built, but now our responsibility to maintain morning and all. So if there is some facility to park and all, that will be much better.
What do you not like?
No. I'm more than that. I think, what we have developed in last 4-5 years is excellent.
But what will happen in last 4 years?
4 years it has developed a lot.
What happened?
No, you
What happened? What development will happen? Tell me.
You think it hasn't developed?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Why nothing happened?
I'll tell you.
Just these things happen. Just these things happen. There is just 6 months after they put some instrument. Just 6 months before.
These kinds of stuff I have been seeing it for quite some time. Right. I don't know why it's taking so long to construct these kinds of stuff, like these kinds of places.
Yeah, park is doing well, but only thing main concern is toilets. Toilets are very, very worst and all. Because even if it is put as a paid, people are ready to pay. It is very, very worst and all. That actually needs to be done, and nowhere we will get the water.
One of the biggest problems of Bengaluru is the wretched traffic. It just keeps getting worse each time I come here.
You know, one of the best ways to understand the city's traffic and urban mobility challenge is to perhaps take a ride in one of our BMTC buses.
So how about we stop on one of the bus stops and get into a bus?
Sure, we will. So Rahul, one of the BMTC buses, please come. Anna, namaskara. Chennagidira? ಏನು ಹೆಸರು? ಕೃಷ್ಣೇಗೌಡ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. It's been almost 2-3 years now, Rahul, that I've carried any cash at all.
Don't carry any cash.
To be very honest, it's only when I come to Delhi that, you know, in some places there is need for cash. But even that has greatly, you know, reduced now.
How has it been for you to be a member of parliament?
It's been a
You are the youngest MP?
From the BJP, yes. So it's been a great, you know, learning experience. The very fact that, you know, I get to represent a constituency of this kind, which is India's growth engine, is itself a very big responsibility.
Who's your closest friend in parliament?
Well, there are many seniors, you know, who mentor me among the seniors. But among the younger ones, have friends across parties. Pratap Simha from Mysore, one of the young dynamic MPs from Bangalore. Mysore is one of my closest friends. From Andhra, there is another friend, Krishna Deva Rayulu. Then from Darjeeling, Raju Bista is also our...
In the Congress, who's your friend?
Well, in the Congress, I think I have had a lot of interactions with Karthi Chidambaram. He and I share the same birthday, actually.
Raghav's just getting married, huh? So you're thinking about settling down, or how do you...
Well, my mother is very keen that I get married soon, so let's see, maybe after the elections or something. Raghav in that sense is lucky, so he's more charming as well.
Ah, interesting. You know, but when I go to a city like Ahmedabad, Surat, Delhi, I see the traffic situation getting better. You know, bigger flyovers. Here, the infrastructure is not growing at the same rate as the traffic and the vehicles. Our netas are not being able to keep up.
You have highlighted the problem very aptly, in the sense that the economic pace of growth of Bangalore is much higher than the infrastructure pace of Bangalore. This was the case until very recently. I'll give a case in point. The suburban rail project was pending for 40 years. And this project, if it had materialized and fructified at the right time, would have greatly helped reduce and decongest the city. But now, thanks to the Prime Minister's intervention, what hasn't happened in 40 years is getting done in 40 months.